So I had a client come in last week. It's a 1970 Dodge Challenger with a 440 engine. Try to crank it over, motor seized. And here's one for the Chevy, guys, which is a true blue LT1 engine.
Welcome back to Nick's Garage. Nick has got some beautiful cars in the shop again today. This 70 Challenger is here after the new owner experienced a total loss of power on the highway and then towed the car here. And Vasily is busy hooking up a Chevy LT1 to the dyno for testing. Once it's ready, the engine will be installed into the yellow Z28 Camaro on lift number 3. It promises to be another interesting day's work for Nick and his guys. Let's watch over the boss's shoulder.
So I've got a client of mine that brought me an engineer quite a few years ago, an LT1 from a 70 Camaro, which is a Z28, which is a true blue LT1 engine with a solid lifter camshaft, aluminum intake from the factory. And it's, if anybody wants to know what an LT1 is, it's a 1970 350 Chevy small block. They came from also from a Corvette and also Z28 Camaro. Very popular engine when it came with the Corvette, which is a factory rating, is a 360 horsepower in the Camaro. You know, this is the most common Chevy small block, which is the 350 Chevy engine. They've made millions of them, General Motors, or so to say, the Chevrolet division. It is a small block Chevy, but this is the one that's designed with a 202 intake valve, which they call the camel head, and also a solid lifter camshaft, and aluminum intake right from the factory with aluminum valve covers. And also what it comes with the LT1 is the 4-bowl main on the 3 center caps. So it was factory rated at 360 horsepower at the crankshaft. You know what, anybody could appreciate a small block Chevy because you know what, it's a very good engine, it's very reliable, it's very cheap to repair, also cheap when it comes to buying parts. So you know, having a small block Chevy, that's because that is the most common engine. In hot rodding, I'm very proud to show one here. I have one here on the dynamometer. I want to show you guys. It's just a typical nice, clean, refreshed 350 LT1 from a 1970 and a half Camaro Z28. When he's brought the engine in a few years ago, he asked me just to replace a few gaskets and seals, and that's all. So right now, he brought the car in for me to install the engine in the car. So he's asking me, Nick, since you have it, since the dyno, there's no engine on the dyno at the moment, can you try it on your dyno, see what kind of power we're gonna make before we install it into the car? So here we have it. We have it on the dyno, and I'm just about to get it started, and let's see how it goes. And by the way, I was just about to get this motor started on the dyno, and who just showing up? Darcy from British Columbia, all the way from the West Coast.
I've been watching you on YouTube for many years. I'm a motor nut myself.
Okay.
So, and I like the Dodge stuff. It's the only stuff I remember from my childhood.
You came to the right place. We have a lot of Dodge products here, let me tell you.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay.
And when I was young, all the muscle cars were the rage. In high school, the gas crisis hit and everybody was selling. I was buying 340 Challengers for, you know, with 50,000 miles on them for $1,000, 69 Chargers.
Everybody was selling them and you were buying them?
I was buying them.
Wow, what a way to go. That's a smart move. That was a smart move.
Yeah, I wish I would have kept them all.
How many? Yeah. So you sold them after?
I've had many cars.
If you would have kept them, you would be a millionaire today.
Probably. And if I would have bought everything that was available, you know, there were Daytona Chargers for sale, you know, perfect condition, 440 Magnum and 69 Daytona Charger, $2,800. 440 Roadrunners, $2,500. I paid $300 for my 340 Challenger for my welding teacher with 50,000 miles on it.
This is insane.
And that's the car I remember out of all of them. I've had many muscle cars, but
wow.
Yeah.
And you just walked in time. I'm just about to get this engine started, and you're going to see that this is all live what we do here, and a lot of people like to know how we get an engine dyno test and this and that. And as we had it installed yesterday, we haven't run it yet, so I got to get it started, adjust the timing, and then you're going to feel all the vibes, the noises, and how we go about tuning the engine. So are you ready?
Yeah, no, this will be my first dyno session, and I'm excited.
Oh, there we go.
Looking forward to it.
So let's get started.
Thumbs up.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the specs into the computer. Now it's just about to get started. Before I start, I gotta make sure the timing is roughly where I want it to be. So we just put in the distributor earlier this morning, and let's get it started. Here we go. Check for fuel leaks. Okay.
What kind of CFM's on there?
This one's 750.
750.
I got his own carburetor. I'm going to try it tomorrow, but I'll be tomorrow. A water pump. That works. See, I control the water pump myself here, see?
Yeah, oh
like
yeah,
so.
nice. Yeah, electric water pump.
So now I'm going to start it. I'm going to warm it up without the water pump. You know, I just want to warm up the engine.
Yeah.
I got O2 sensors. That's on right now. And here we go.
Get some heat into the heads.
Yeah, that's right. So now my O2 sensor is going to come on.
Right.
I put it on, it takes a few seconds, then I'm going to get it started. Then I got to make sure I catch the timing. I'm going to rev it around 2 grand because I'm sure, you know, I put back the same cam and they gave me the lifters in a box and I kept them in order. So just in case maybe they mixed them up, I don't know. But,
right.
you know, it's just a driver. It's a nice car, and I just want to make sure it goes good.
Yeah.
And here we go. Ignition, fuel pump, starter.
As the Chevy warms up, Nick dials in the timing and the idle. The whole time he's listening for noises and vibrations and watching for leaks.
So far, so good. Yeah. Now I'm going to bring it to idle after. Just waiting for the oil to warm up. Oil sun.
As he gets the engine ready to test, Nick double-checks the throttle linkage from his dyno control panel to the carburetor.
Okay, now I gotta check for full throttle. Let's check it. You got full throttle? Okay, let's make a test. Here we go. Okay, let me start getting warmed up here. Okay, here we go. Let me check everything. Darcy, you want some of these?
Oh, I'm good. I want to hear it.
Okay. You want to hear it, eh? Oh. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go to 5,000. Okay, we're gonna have to go to 6,000 RPM on this motor because that's what it's designed for.
Yeah.
We've got it only at 5,000 RPM. We pulled up 344 horsepower. You see it?
Yeah, I saw
at
it.
5,000 RPM. So we're gonna bring it up at a higher RPM.
In it.
Okay, so it's a typical stock 350 LT1. Let's take it at 5,500 RPM. Okay, let's go to 55. Here we go.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, the holy card.
You see you feel the vibes in the house, eh?
Yeah. You can tell there's a bit left in her too.
There you go.
On the cam, yeah.
Get this thing going again. We're gonna go to 55. So we're gonna start at 2,500 RPM and go to 5,500 RPM. So 25 to 55 RPM at 300 RPM per second. Here we go. See the rumble, eh?
Yeah, I love that.
Here we go. Here we go. Factory 360, check it out.
360, that's
exactly, look at that.
That's 54.
And we're still pulling above 5,400 RPM, so we're gonna have to go at a higher RPM. Here we go.
Yeah, that's what it was rated at, eh?
That's right.
In 1970.
There you go, yes, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go to a higher RPM. Here it is, a 4,800 RPM. Because we got headers, we don't have exhaust manifolds. The torque is at a higher RPM. And we have it at 4,800 RPM, we have 370 torque, and so far at 5,400 RPM, we have 361 horsepower and still climbing.
Yeah, that's a 6,000 RPM time in there for sure.
Yeah, you know, did you hear it pinging? I heard it pinging a bit.
Yeah, a little detonation.
You know, maybe? I had a little detonation, but you know what? I'm just gonna back it up 2 degrees.
Yeah.
I don't need to put a timing light. I know exactly where to go with it. Just gonna loosen it up, back it up, and we're gonna go to 5,800 RPMs, and here we go. Okay, we just backed it up 2 degrees. It's a solid lifter cam. It's a used cam. We just put it back in the way they've taken it apart. My job was to put all new gaskets. That was my job. You want to make sure there's no oil leaks. Look at that. See, there it is. No oil leaks whatsoever. Look at this. Look underneath that.
No, beautiful.
So we look. This is a 2-piece seal. You know, like it's just like the first generation small block Chevy. We got a 361 horsepower. Like I said earlier, this is a 360 horsepower from the factory. But you know, okay, we got headers on it instead of exhaust manifolds. Yeah. But you know, let's go to high RPM at 5,800 and see what it's really gonna do. I said let's make another test, check for oil pressures, check everything else.
Excellent.
Here we go. I am ready.
It sure sounds good when you get wound up.
This is real. This is all real.
Yeah, no, I love it.
To go to 6,000.
Yeah, there's 2 degrees out of it too, though, eh?
Yeah, I know.
Lost.
Yeah, I didn't hear it pinging right now. You see?
No, it's probably.
I didn't hear it pinging. You know what? You know, we might as well take it to 6,000 RPM. I might as well take it to 6,000 RPM. You know, I took it only to 58. We're gonna make another test back to back. $3,000, $6,000, okay? 300 RPM per second. It's at 30 over motor, 355.
Oh yeah, it's 30 over, yeah.
Okay, are we ready? Okay, here we go. Here we have it. We're still making horsepower at 6,100 RPM. You know, the headers are helping it a lot, you know that, eh?
Yeah.
It's also changed the parameters on the RPM.
They let it breathe.
Let's check the graph. Look at it, you guys. It's still climbing. Look at that. The blue line is the HP. You know what? It's bound to peak off around 62, 6,300 RPM. You know what? If you guys, how's everything else holding? Everything seems to be holding good. Let's check the oil pressure. We're still rating a look at 368 horsepower at 6,100 RPM. Torque is at 372 at 4,800 RPM. Same RPM range. Okay, there we go. 367, 368, 6,100 RPM. What do you say? We go at a higher RPM? I think so. What do you say?
Yeah, we'll see what's in that cam.
Yeah. But the headers are helping out in this engine, let me tell you.
Yeah, they let it breathe.
The headers are helping out.
Yeah, they're choked off from the.
You know, like the guy was telling me, will it make 360 horsepower? Factory. It is all factory, except for the headers. And there you have it, 367.8. So you know what? Let's try we could get 370. I'm going to bring it up a little bit more RPM. Maybe we'll bring it to 64. Let's go to 64 and hopefully let's hit the 370 power range. Here we go.
This is the same horsepower as the 396.
Yeah. We're gonna take it to 6,400 RPM, then I'm gonna finish it off there, and that's it. So, if you guys are ready, here we go. Here we go. Screaming at 6,400 RPM.
She lost a little, 65.
Here we go. Yeah.
Let's see about the top of the cam there.
Yeah, top. It is 365. There it is.
Yeah.
365 at 6,300 RPM. Here we have it at 6,300 RPM. We made 365 horsepower. It is what it is. So we're gonna leave it at that. And the torque still stayed at about 373, 372 actually. And here you guys have it, picked out right there. 6,300 RPM. So it's a basic stock LT1, that's what we got here. Except for the headers, it's just like the motor came in, like I said earlier. All we did was replace the gaskets and seals. And we just wanted to test it before we put it into the installation on the car. If my customer wanted to know the horsepower, we knew that was rated from the factory 360. We pulled out 367, 368, and that is it. 373 torque or so. And there you have it, a stock LT1 from Chevrolet. There you guys, there you go. And here we have a snowblock Chevy in a Mopar shop. And of all the Chevys, an LT1 from a 17.5 Camaro Z28.
Nick can check the Chevy 350 for the Z28 off his list for today. But the 440 under the hood of this Challenger is still waiting for his attention.
So I had a client come in last week, actually towed it in because he told me he just bought this car 2 months ago. It's a 1970 Dodge Challenger with a 440 engine. And he was telling me he was driving it down the highway, and all of a sudden he heard a bang, and then before he knew it, he didn't know what happened, the engine just stalled. Pulled over, tried to crank it over, motor seized. Had it towed over here, asked me, Nick, want to take a look at it, see what's going on. So we brought it in, we tried to crank it over, doesn't want to crank over. I use a torque bar to turn over the engine. No way, it's finally seized. So we know there's a mechanical damage on this engine. We had also the valve cover removed, and we noticed that he did not drop a valve. So if you take a good look here, all the valves are in this place. They are all in place. So Devin here removed all the spark plugs, and I believe it was the first cylinder. I believe he's removed all the spark plugs. And if you take a good look here, that we know for sure that cylinder number 2 has a mechanical damage, okay? So we know we have a mechanical damage. So I'm not gonna go with the camera inside the cylinder because I know for sure I have to remove the cylinder head. So we know that he did not drop a valve. So what went on in there, I do not know. So what we're gonna do here is, right now, we are gonna remove the cylinder head, see what happened. I sure would like to know because you know what? Usually they drop a valve when they do this kind of a mess, but the valves are there, this is damaged. So let's take off the cylinder head and see what we've got. And you know, we got head bolts underneath the header flange. So we're gonna have to go underneath and disconnect the flange where the header hooks up to the H pipe. And then of course we're gonna have to remove all the head bolts. So anyways, let's take off the distributor, take off the carburetor. These are loosened up, then let's get started on the cylinder head. Here we go. Take off the intake. We'll take this off. Yeah. Okay. We'll take out the distributor, give us some space. You got a 1/2-inch key, Devin? Alright, no problem. It's the, Alright, here we go. Okay. Yep, put on there. Then we're going to take this. We're going to take off the 7/16 bolt.
Oh, I'm quite excited to see what sort of damage is in here. You know, lately we've been getting quite a few engines with some catastrophic damage in it, so we're gonna see if this one could top the damages we have so far. I drained the pan to see exactly what would come out, and I was greeted with a nice bright shade of Prestone. That's not something you want to see coming out of your oil pan. And then I was greeted with the rest of the engine oil.
I want to pull off that gasket. Maybe there's something underneath there, you never know. Let's take a look. Here we go. Any damage there? Nope. Okay. Devin, you know how to take off the rocker shaft? All 5 screws a little bit at a time, okay? Yes. Any damage in the lifter valley? No, no damage there. So I guess it's in the cylinder. Let's keep going. Then after that, we're going to crack the header loose from underneath. I want to just crack them loose. Okay. You crack them all loose and then take off the crack them all loose. Oh, another 440 in the shop. Man, this is a 440 interstate, and we got all the 440s here in my shop. It's a stubborn header, you know, to remove that header on the right-hand side. And right behind the header, there's all the lower head bolts. So it's going to be a little bit tight, but we're going to do our best. I can't wait to see what's under there. Lately, I had John Gee with a damaged 440. I had another one last year with a bolt found in the chamber. And I have another one here with another mystery. God, there's a lot of 440s. A lot of people really push their cars, let me tell you. Does he have a rev limiter? I don't think so. I don't think he was driving it hard. I think he was cruising with it. I don't know for what reason what happened. And apparently it's been built many years ago, this engine, so I don't know. I couldn't say. He's a new customer. He's been here for the first time. And he's watched us on YouTube. He saw that we do a lot of Mopars. He saw that I got a Challenger myself. And he said, you know what? I got to bring it to Nick. And here he is. And let's look for the problem. Oh boy, check this out. Look at this. Oh, I know what happened. I see what happened. I've never seen this before. Look at that. The lifter is coming out with the push rod.
Wow.
I know what happened. That valve hit that piston for sure. Look at it. It's stuck there. Here we go. Here's the problem right here. I see. Well, we figured out one of the problems. Okay, so we know now that the push rod, I'm sure, had a valve piston interference for sure. Question is, we're gonna have to take out, look at that. Really stuck it in there. Here, what happened here? Look at that, it's jammed in there. Jesus. Look at that. You know what? We'll take it off with the cylinder head.
Yeah.
That's not normal. Look, you guys. When you pull out a push rod from the lifter, it's as is, like this. You have it in there, and look. There. That's the way it comes out, not with the lifter. For sure has some mechanical damage, for sure. It got punctured right through. Look at that. Wow, I never seen this before. First time. Look at that. Okay, so we're gonna have to, for sure, like I said, remove the cylinder head because I know we got damage in there. I've never seen a push rod stuck inside a lifter like this one. Never.
You've got to hand it to Nick's customers. They keep finding new and exciting ways to destroy their automobiles.
I've been 45 years playing with engines, and I've never seen a push rod stuck inside a lifter. And we know that for some reason, maybe the oh, look at this. Here we go. Come over here. Look at this. Come check this out. Here, look at this. That's the original height. Check this out. Oh, I know what happened. The valve dropped. The head broke off the valve stem, fell in, smashed the piston and the cylinder. So there you have it. There's the valve. Half of the valve was in the cylinder head, and the other half is inside the chamber. Okay, so we know we got some major damage in there. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Looks like that valve hit the piston. For what reason? I don't know. Maybe he had weak spring pressure. Maybe he over-revved it. I don't know. You know, once we take it apart, we're going to make some measurements. We'll do some CSI, see what caused it. In the meantime, let's take it apart. You know, I learn something new every day. But finding a push rod stuck through a lifter and it's stuck as one piece, like so, never seen it before. Okay, let's jack it up, disconnect the header from underneath, and let's go. Devin, always use a stand when you pick up a car.
Yep.
We have this is a typical Quebecois poutine. It's French fries, cheese, and gravy. And what you got out of that is a poutine. And you know what? All Quebecers love it. If any of you viewers are visiting Quebec, always drop by any restaurant and ask for a poutine. And this is what you got. And you'll love it. With the cheese and French fries, I just love it. I have lunch very often, but anyways, I'm taking a lunch break right now while Devin here loosens up the cylinder head. You know that cylinder head's going to be damaged, eh?
Oh yeah.
For sure. Okay, here we go. Time to see what went wrong.
Last bolt.
All right. Everyone has a washer, right?
Yeah.
Put all the tools out here before you pull off the head.
Let's make a space
And then
for the
I'm
head.
making you a space for the cylinder head. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Wow, check that out, check it out, look at that. Wow, Look at that. Look at that valve stuck right in the piston. Check that out. Wow, look at that. I was right. Half the valve is in the cylinder. Look at it, stuck right on the. No wonder the engine is seized. What a catastrophe. Look at that. It'll make a nice souvenir piece.
It's like it punched through and then went over and got stuck.
Oh, he's got a lot of damage here. I gotta call my client tomorrow. There's the cylinder head. Oh, it took one hell of a beating. Wow. This is something. This is what happens when you drop a valve, you guys. When you drop a valve, it's major catastrophe. Now we know the piston is gone. We know the cylinder head is damaged. Some heads could be repaired because it's made out of aluminum. For sure we need a pair of valves here. And now, let's see if we need a block or a sleeve or a cylinder. Wow. I don't know how to call the customer and tell them this, but now, you know what? Get a breaker bar, the 1 1/4 inch socket, turn the crank. I want to see if it's got a hole in the cylinder. Let's turn it over. Yep, 1 1/4. There we go. Look at this. Here we go. There's the other half of the valve, exhaust valve. Punctured right through the piston. And from what I see over here, look at that. Oh, another major damage catastrophe. And you know where this belongs, eh? It belongs right there. Belongs right there. Look at that. Wow.
The other half is probably in the pan somewhere.
Down there somewhere.
Yeah, probably somewhere in the pan.
Somewhere down there. So you know what? Crank it over. Let's see the cylinder. Okay, I gotta see this. I'm curious to see if it needs a cylinder. Because I told him, I hope you don't need a block because we are running out of 440 blocks. And I hope he doesn't have a major problem with the cylinder. For the antifreeze to be in the oil pan, I'm sure he's got major damage. Or did it leak antifreeze from here? Nope. Nope, I guess it's from the block. So let's check the cylinder. I'm gonna throw some rags on the floor after.
Yes, I'll clean it.
Okay, here we go. Turn it over. Oh, okay. Can you? Oh, you know what? Back it up. Go the other way. For the piston not to move, it's okay. There we go. Keep going. Slowly. Watch yourself. Be careful. Won't turn, eh?
No, it jams right there.
You're kidding.
Oh yeah, it jams.
Okay, try the other way. For sure, it's got damage in the cylinder. For sure. If it doesn't want to turn over. You should push, because if you let go, you're gonna smash your hand into the battery. Be careful. That's it. Keep going. You're almost there. You're top dead center, but I want to see the whole sleeve.
Oh, that crack is real big.
Oh wow, that's where your antifreeze came out. Just bring it down a little bit more. Wow. Okay, that's good enough, Devin. That's good enough. Here it is. What a major crack in the cylinder. Can we put a sleeve on that? I'm not so sure. There you have it. Look at that. Okay. The engine has to come out, there's no question about it. What a mess. Another valve to piston interference. I told him I'm going to remove the cylinder head and give him a call and see what the damage is. Boy, you sure don't want to hear this. It's got a heavy crack in the cylinder. It's got a damaged cylinder head. For sure, we're going to have to remove the engine, complete overhaul. From what I see, go through it all, check it. And what a mess. I did tell him we had a mechanical damage once we had the spark plug removed, even without going in there with the camera. And there you have it. So we just gotta tear it down and start from scratch. Another rebuild. This patient ain't gonna make it. We're gonna have to really do an overhaul. Hopefully I can put a sleeve in it. And bottom line, another one bites the dust. And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.